Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd Box. And today we have me, Doms, Deuce Major, and EJ with us today. And as you know, every week we do a Moon Knight episode, and this is Moon Knight Episode 5. And I'm going to start off this one by saying I knew all along that this was Marc's body. I just didn't want to give EJ that satisfaction.
Yeah, I call Cap.
I didn't want to give him this satisfaction. They have been throwing hints throughout most of the show, letting us know that it is Marc's body, but I didn't want to give EJ that satisfaction. He was too goddamn happy, and I didn't want to make his day.
Yeah, bro. Call Cap.
Now, me personally, I feel like this is one of the better episodes of the series. To me, this one has passed episode 3 for me. It answered a lot of questions, and man, it was a roller coaster ride the whole episode.
Yeah, it was. I had to. At this time, I had to pause, rewind just to keep up with it, man. This episode was pretty interesting for me, man. I didn't expect it to hit like that, But I want to say this again. I told you so. I told you that was Mark's body. You keep trying to say it's Steven. You keep trying to do the passport. I said no. It's Mark's. Remember that.
And look, and there's reasons like this. That's why I held out as long as I could up until they officially revealed it. Because I know how he is. And
he will let you live it down, huh?
I know. That's why I didn't let it go. I had to keep it going, even though the comics let you know who body it is.
Yeah, I know. But you keep saying
I couldn't give him that satisfaction. It's all right, though. I'm going to take that one on the chin.
Right on the chin. Hit the uppercut.
You're right. I'm going to take that one on the chin. All I know is there's future shows. And you got to be on your shit on them shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of, I heard they didn't even they only signed up for a 1-season thing with this one. Yeah, man. It never got it got submitted as just a limited series with 1 season.
But you know what, man? I said something like that was probably gonna happen just because it's Disney.
Yeah, that would suck if it don't come back for a second season.
If it does come back, it'll be like maybe a year or 2.
Probably.
That's too long.
Or I would hope it goes cinematic after that. Maybe if they don't want to come back, maybe that's why. Maybe they planning to go cinematic after that.
Probably not, man. Like, you think about it. Like, look how long ago Loki came out.
Yeah.
They showed that season 2 is supposed to come, but they have yet to announce it.
Yeah. But that's why I say, but they planned for that one. They ain't planning for Moon Knight, or at least they wasn't sure, I guess. Or it was just never no intentions. They just want to see, fill out the waters. But
But look how long it's gonna take to actually get like an announcement for season 2 of Loki.
Yeah.
So they might
the other show too. What was the other one that got announced to season 2? The What If series.
What If?
Yeah, they ain't announced that either.
Yeah, but I feel like with Moon Knight, they was kind of filling it out to see how people take to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too.
Season 2, I'm pretty sure it'll be better just because like the character is established now.
Yeah.
So they don't have to do introduction. They don't have to do all this build up story or nothing like that. They could just get right into the meats.
Yeah.
But,
big old
but I don't know, man. So far, this season is pretty good.
Yeah.
From a couple of episodes now. Have I seen better shows? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
But it looked like this show is about to finish strong.
Yeah. A good ending always paints the series for me. Because there's been a ton of great series and they just end like, oh my God. So, and it be stuff like that, you know. It just, but this one, it do seem like it's gonna end out pretty strong. You know, it fit into a unique category. It's like it's not the best show I've seen, but it's so unique that it's so unique that you can't, you know, you can't ignore it. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe it's more because we've never got anything different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything was just the main heroes, the main villains. And this is the first time where they actually step out of their comfort zone and tried something different.
Yeah.
Which is why with the Morbius movie, like even though a lot of people don't like the movie or whatever, could have been better, yeah. But that's part of the reason I like that movie is because it's different.
Yeah.
The more that people completely bash the hell out of these shows and these movies, they're going to stop trying.
Yeah.
And if they stop trying, you're just going to get the same rinse and repeat. And I don't want the same rinse and repeat. You know what I mean?
You know, I wouldn't mind the fan community complaining if they were to offer solutions, you know, because a lot of these studios, especially now, they look at fan reception and see what they like and what they don't like, and if you don't address that, they don't necessarily know, and then they do the same, like you say, the same rinse and repeat cycle and do it all over again, you know, and it'd be a lot of complaining, and it'd be unnecessary complaints most of the time. You'd be like, "Oh, you could have lived with that. That wasn't even that big. You just nitpicking now."
But that's the thing. After you see the same thing over and over again, you can start nitpicking about it. Like, man, why you gotta keep doing like this, or why you
but you know that's why I said like you can speak your piece. You know what I mean? You can tell what you like and what you didn't like about it. Some people are gonna like it, some people not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But don't bash it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And if you have seen it, but you're judging it because of what somebody else said, so then that, you know, it's just gonna down spiral from there, and they're gonna start trying to go outside of the box, and they're gonna stick to what they know. That's why you keep getting these Spider-Man movies, you keep getting these Avenger movies, you keep getting the same Batman movies, you keep getting Superman movies, and they never give you nothing new because you bash all of the new shit.
I always tell folks, you know, with these, they are comic book movies, you know. A lot of the stories is generic versions of each other, you know, especially with the era they was coming out in. You got to kind of take it for what it is. And, you know, sometimes the movie logic not going to make sense because a lot of times the comic logic didn't make sense. You know, they go back and forth, retcon stuff all the time. And then these movies go back and these TV shows go back and try to make sense of the whole thing. And for the most part, they now, I guess I could say they trying to dive it more in realism so it makes sense. But, you know, it's hard to cover every hole. And then you end up finding that you repeating stories over and over and over again.
Yeah, but I mean, every movie's like that, every TV show like that, because they won't try nothing new because of the critics and because of the fans that listen to the critics. It's horrible, bro. Like the Morbius movie, yeah, it was not the best movie ever fucking made. It wasn't the best Marvel movie, whatever. But it wasn't fucking horrible like people try to describe it to be. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Moon Knight episode. So let's get back to that. So what answers were answered for y'all with this episode?
What happened to Layla's dad? When it showed...
They already said that, though. They said that last episode.
But it didn't show it, though.
But they said it. You already knew what happened.
It showed me what happened. I want to see it.
Did they? They all they showed you was everybody was dead. They never showed you exactly what happened.
Well, no. 'Cause I think they explained it. I think they did. They were saying how
What happened?
dude went in and they was being attacked. They was supposed to be keeping something. Yeah. I don't
Like
know.
they explained it, but the flashback never showed it. So who's to say that he didn't really kill him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really necessarily know. You just know what they showed you. So they told you what happened in the episode before, and then in this episode, they showed everything that happened, and it showed that he crawled into like the little temple or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While he was about to die and attempt suicide, apparently.
Yeah, because he was about to kill himself. I couldn't figure that part out. I was like, oh man, you're not just gonna wait for them to finish the job.
Shit crazy, man. It's like either all the stuff that he's done, he just felt guilty about it, and the whole mother thing was weighing on him, or was it the fact that he just killed a good man?
You know, there was a lot of stuff it seemed like Mark was hiding in that episode. He seemed more shady than ever. And that was probably the only thing that was add up of questions, like what Mark really had going on. We kind of knew Steven was an innocent bystander by that point. Or whatever you can call him, I guess.
I think it was more of he didn't want Steven to see everything, because like how he said when he talked to Steven, was like, you got the perfect side of mother.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't abusive to you. You got to see this, you got to see that, you got to see this. I had to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it kind of confused me because he obviously switched.
Yeah.
He switched before he got that ass whooping.
Yeah, so he should have that memory type deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is,
Steven, like when Steven walked in there, he remembered the room in the scenery. Is just that particular part of the memory, he didn't remember it.
So okay. So if the way I see it, it's like at what point did his personality become its own living thing? Was it always its own entity?
It was like, so how it was is when he first created Steven, when he went inside his room, when she at brother's funeral.
Get away.
That's the moment when Steven became Steven. That was his own person.
No. I get that. What I'm asking is like his Steven is his own sentient.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like that moment where the moment when he first changed, that was Steven. That was his memories from that point all through was his memories. You know what I mean? Now the point to where they started being able to interact with each other was after the mother's funeral.
Which is why I was saying that was probably why Steven don't have those actual memories from childhood. Cause
no. But that's the thing. He has memories from childhood, but he has his own memories. See, Mark was switching to Steven at certain points. You know what I mean? So Steven has memories from childhood all the way through. They just don't have the same memories.
Yeah, Mark was protecting him from the bad. So he just, every time something was going good, he switched to Steve and let Steve do it.
Which is weird why he switched right before the ass whooping.
That's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think that he switched at every bad moment, like to keep Steven away from him. I think he switched to keep himself from those moments. So I think that was the purpose of Steven. See, now I'm feeling like Steven created Jake to get the other part of, like, you know, the way Steven is. And he created Jake, that persona of Jake, to compensate for what he's not. The same thing that Mark did when he created Steven.
But yeah, I remember when Mark created Steven, it's to get away.
You're right. But that's the thing, though. maybe Steven created Jake because he wasn't Mark. You know, Mark can handle all that. Mark can do this. Mark can do that. Steven can't.
Yeah.
Maybe Steven.
I see what you're saying. Mark created Steven for that purpose, and Steven created Jake for that.
Yeah. Which is crazy because Steven is the smarter, you know, consciousness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's basically everything Mark's not. And everything Steven's not. I feel like Jake is whatever Steven thinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Steven is obviously from off of a movie.
TV show or movie,
which is the movie that they showed in episode 4. You know what I mean? So I feel like he did the same thing with Jake.
I can see that. But I would like to admit that one from last episode I am wrong about was this. I said they were going to show Jake this episode.
I told you they wasn't going to show Jake. Now, if they possibly show him in the last episode, but that's a big if.
Yeah.
You really don't have to. Like, they tease them, yeah. But at the end of the day, that scale evened out with just them.
Yeah. Well, and they only had 2 hearts on there, so it kind of implied that
it was just them.
Either they was only just counting them, or they only had 2 people in there. Because it really shouldn't have balanced out if he still had conflicting identities in there. Because he still kind of, technically speaking, had too much chaos, and that scale did balance out.
Yeah. So they probably teased it. They probably might show him at the very end to like, oh, there could possibly be a season 2, but you'll never get it.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, what if it balanced out? Because like what you were saying earlier, you know how Mark created Steven to compensate for what he don't have, and Steven created Jake to Jake in turn would be more like Mark to the degree, you know, we don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's why the scales balanced out once Steven fell out, because they just more alike than me.
No, I feel like the reason the scale balanced out was because Mark had to go through everything. He had to let Steven see everything. You know what I mean? He stopped holding it and hiding it. You know what I mean? He let it all go.
That, you know what I'm saying? Because they made a big point of that. Only reason I say that about Jake is because they showed the sarcophagus and never kind of addressed it. That was like,
but they never really, you know.
They went through all the memories and the rooms, and that seemed like one of those things that shit, because the shit was shaking.
They giving you bread, man. They give you breadcrumbs, bro. That's all it is, man. Bread and water.
Yeah.
They give you bread and water and keep you locked up inside the cage, bro. That's it, man. But I feel like once Mark let Steven in, see everything, got everything off his chest, stop hiding everything, you see the scale started balancing a little bit, but it wasn't fully balanced until Steven fell off and turned to stone. See, that part of Mark was still that fear, which is Steven. So I feel like once Steven fell off, that last piece of fear from when he was a child, like that right there was his escape from him, like dealing with his own shit by himself. So once Steven fell off, turned to stone, it balanced out, because that was the last piece that he was holding on to.
So is he losing identities then?
See, I feel like once Layla find Khonshu and he gets back to Mark's body, because the reason that she couldn't send them back to the body because they still had the bullets in their chest.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
So once Layla find Khonshu body, release him, and he get back to Mark, she can send him back. And I feel like when she send him back, that's going to include Steven and possibly Jake. You don't know.
Now, the only reason I was more aligned with the thing with Jake and Mark, you know, is because if that was his last bit of fear, you know, like you said, then him getting his character back would. I feel like on some level reinstate that when he kind of conquered his fear on the boat. Prior to that, it should have it balanced out while he was on the boat. Like I don't know. It just didn't seem like it gave, to me anyway, a clear reason for it to balance out.
But see, that's the thing though. It's like if it balanced out while Steven was still on the boat and after they went through all the memories and everything, Steven is still there.
Or how did we know that it didn't balance out while he was on the boat and he just happened to fall off?
It didn't.
At the same time.
It didn't.
When he fell off,
So once he fell off, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying when he had fell off the boat, when he went to save Mark and fell off that boat, once he hit that ground, the scale just went balance, and that right there, it kind of sad. I ain't gonna. I like Steven, but
yeah,
how they I guess it was applied like Dominique was saying that last bit of fear he still had.
It's just weird to me because I know he still got other identities and personalities. So it's like, how could that losing that one identity balance you out? You know what I'm saying?
It's mainly because, like, remember when Steven first saw him change, right? And he told Steven, he said, "That's not what you're for." And then Steven punched him. Like Steven is the scapegoat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a scapegoat. So regardless of what all these other personalities does, that Steven is the scapegoat.
Yeah.
He don't change to nobody else, even if he knows they're there or not. Steven was always the one he changed to.
And I get that, but in that same context, Jake would be his scapegoat in that same fracturing.
No.
Why not?
Like whose scapegoat would Jake be?
I said Jake is the scapegoat for Steven.
But that's the thing, though. See, Steven probably created Jake inside of his mind.
I know, because that's what Martin did for Steven, right?
Yeah, but he switched. Like he absolutely switched. See, like at the beginning, when you look at Steven, regardless of how things are, how bad they are, how everything turned for the worse, Steven never gets to the point to where he just needs to escape. He just copes and keep it moving. Mark got to the point to where, like, he wanted to escape, and that's where Steven jumped in.
And I get that, but you know, with these personality disorders, whenever a personality gets created, it's not always for the same reason. You know, so Stevens might not have necessarily been for an escape. You know, it's to me, it's the third identity that's kind of making this hard to swallow.
Yeah, but see, you never know. Disney might not
do it.
Yeah, and you know, and then with you saying that they didn't necessarily go on with a season 2, you might not get.
They might not even do it.
Which is why I said they probably show you at the end of the episode or some BS, and then you're just left with that little bit because you'll never get any more.
Which, and if that's the case, I wish they wouldn't even tease at Jake or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like he was becoming
a key player. It's like he becoming a key player. Now, what was interesting was the way his brother, like they went inside of this cave and ended up drowning.
Yeah, the episode was pretty much sad all the way around.
Yeah, I ain't like how Lamont did this.
Oh my God! But you know,
bro, how she just did Mark like that, dog.
But you know, there's people in the world like that for real, though.
Yeah, for real. And it's hard situations, man. You know, I couldn't speak to it. I couldn't put it in words, bro. Imagine that.
Matter of fact, even though you say that, EJ, this is the same thing they did on Peacemaker.
Yeah, with his daddy. Right. Oh yeah.
Right. It's just his daddy was still in the show.
Facts.
For an extent, but it's exactly the same, man. The favorite child died.
There's one difference.
He
Peacemaker
was fighting
came,
his brother.
killed his dad, and said it wasn't my fault at the end. He killed his dad. Mark couldn't kill his mom, and he had to live with that till she had died.
Why would he kill his mom?
No, I ain't trying to say that, but that's the difference.
Well,
That is
you know, his
horrible
daddy was a whole
comparison.
super villain.
That's a horrible comparison.
Super KKK.
The thing is, but what kind of peace? We off the topic. I'm sorry, but the peacemaker. His dad made him fight his brother. This for a little show of money, and he tried to blame him for that.
You know, honestly, it could be argued that it was the
But
mother's
that's the
fault.
thing, though. He took his brother out, right? They're both, mind you, they're both children.
Yeah.
How do you expect this child to, oh no, we're in this water, we're gonna drown, and expect him to have the strength and just think off head, like, dang, let me save him.
Out of here. Yeah.
He's a child, man. That's the difference.
If nothing else, she should have definitely been keeping a closer eye on it. And I think she knew that, and I think that's why she blamed him. Because she know they should have been keeping a closer eye. And I blame the father too for letting that abuse go on like that. You know what I'm saying? I know his wife trying to grieve, and I know his son trying to cope, but
you know, they addressed that inside the episode too.
Yeah.
Remember when Mark got older and he left, and he said, and he told us that.
Nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's hard, man. I imagine that's hard, man. You got the person you pledged your life to, and then you got the people that you created with the person you pledged your life to. And you know, people like to do the old pick and choose thing. You pick your spouse or your child, and it's never supposed to come to that, you know, type thing. So I imagine dude was in a hard position.
And that's just gonna be bad, because you choose the wife, the kid gonna hate you. You choose the kid, the wife gonna hate you. So
hate you, yeah. You know,
the way you pick her side.
Hey man, look here, man. Look here. I ain't choosing either or. All I'm gonna say, and I ain't gonna force. I'm not gonna force you to choose either or. All I'm saying, out of the kids and the wife, when you get older, only one of them got the power to put you in the home. That's all I'm saying.
True, but chances are them kids is gonna leave you in that home. I be trying not to get hopeful on my kids taking care of me. I be like, you gonna leave me.
Dad did a lot for you now. You gotta take care.
Look here, I'm gonna tell you like this here, man. I'm gonna make sure my kids get up to age. And it's like, look here, if y'all put me in the home, I can guarantee you now it ain't gonna be nothing in my will for you. I ain't giving you shit.
I'm trying to tell you, don't you do it. Don't you take my license, my car, none of that.
I ain't giving you nothing. If you living in something or using something of mine, you better be ready to ass off of it.
Man, I'm gonna give it to they kids.
Oh, snap.
Skip a whole generation. They gonna be slow.
You're like, there's your punk ass granddaddy. He ain't shit.
And just in case they like their parents, you put you get this when you turn 18.
Hey, trying to tell you, I'm do some old Bruce Wayne crap, man. Have a whole bunch of recordings and leave a note on every last one. If they say this or if this happened, play this one.
Man, I'm gonna be pulling pranks after my death, bro. I'm gonna have a whole prank like what's his name did Pops on Boondocks.
Oh,
from the grave.
From the grave.
You'll never get me back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find one of the tunes, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go holler at Conchu, man.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, man, look here, man. Give me you back, man. I got you. I got you, man. Hey, I'm gonna be out here flipping on goddamn buildings and all. I come visit y'all.
Man.
Like, man, you look like you did goddamn 50 years ago. Yeah, I know, man. Shit nice, right?
Man, real good.
Hey, nah, bro. Hey, nah.
Yeah, boy, better take a trip to Egypt.
Get your life right. Rejuvenate yourself.
You gotta do some messed up things, but hey, there's a risk.
It just depends on which
Let
guy.
everybody know where I'm going. So who the fuck this old ass motherfucker going to Egypt for? They'll come back with complete youth.
It just depends on which Egyptian god you choose.
Watch this suit on. Yeah, look at this shit nice, right?
Said that shit fly.
Put on.
I ain't got to worry about stains or nothing on this
Nothing. Self-cleaning.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
Hey. But now another messed up memory, man, from him was the last memory.
Oh, when he went to his mama's funeral,
and he wouldn't go inside.
Yeah, that he
said, "Come on."
He said when the personalities started mixing into each other.
Yeah, that's when they was able. That was right there to the point to where they started interacting with each other and everything.
I wonder if his father was ever aware of his personality disorder.
I don't think so. Just because I feel like Mark was in control up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's when
he was in complete control. Like he was able to switch when he wanted to. Like, but after that funeral, I think it just messed with him so bad mentally that it was uncontrollable, and Steven could take control like Mark can, and that wasn't supposed to happen because he gave Steven a life to the point to where Steven actually had life. He was actually a real person at that point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He let him get too much. He let him soak too much in because he was sitting here at the beginning talking to this voicemail or whatever. Yeah, because he never got to witness like his mother dying. He never went to the funeral or whatever, never switched. And just so he know that. Because when he switched at the funeral, he immediately was like, oh, Mom, I'm lost again.
Man, and if you notice on the screen, bro, it was opening apps. He wasn't on nothing. He was not on no phone call, bro.
No.
He like legitly, like he just had the phone up to his face talking to it. I don't even know who he thought he was hearing back. Like that, it looked crazy.
Man, he probably was. I don't know, man. He might have called, but he was talking to the voicemail. He was leaving voicemails. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It's weird. But beforehand, I thought it was just, all right, he knew about the mom. You know what I'm saying? He made up the mom. But he legit knew how she looked. He knew how the father looked. Mm-hmm. He just didn't know about the brother because he didn't come until after the brother passed away.
Yeah.
Happened.
That joint is crazy. That's sad, man.
They really did his origin story like in this weird order. They told it out of order kind of, and then came back to it towards the end.
Yeah. But I mean, the way they did it, I feel like it was necessary. It was necessary to do it that way because Mark was this person where he kept everything to himself. He tried to do everything on his own, and he didn't let really too many people in besides Layla.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it showed his character development.
Question though, or another weird thing. I'm aware that all of this is going on in his head, but it seemed like when he was going in and out of the memory area with that hippo god in the actual clinic, that was kind of trippy.
Because you don't know which one is real and which one is fake.
Man, I think it was all fake, but
the only one that was real was the hippo. Was her, and whatever she was telling him, it was.
In the sense of like it wasn't on Earth.
Yeah.
type.
See, like, but you gotta think though, the only time where it actually get to that point to where he switched and go talk to Arthur, you know what I mean, is when he go get trippy. And like, man, the guys playing Moon Knight, man, like, oh my Lord, son. Like you
Right.
oh my goodness. He playing the fuck out this part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, man, he playing this part all the way up to the point to where he just sitting here slapping himself. Like, bruh.
I'm not gonna. The funny thing was when she was explaining this was the afterlife, and she said it's whatever you perceive the afterlife to be,
I like that too.
make you calm. And he said, "So what make you think?" Oh, he said, "Mark said, oh, I'm insane. We
He said
insane."
we. He said, yeah, he said we are insane.
And she
And
said,
that's
"Yeah,
what it
this
is.
time like
But
this."
that's the thing though. You think about somebody that created a separate personality to escape. And also somebody that's getting manipulated by Khonshu. Hell, even Steven's like, this fucking pigeon has been manipulating you from the beginning.
Yeah, and you can see pieces of it.
He calling them these damn birds, man.
I felt like Khonshu had always been there, like he was in the comic book since his childhood, watching them because they had that one little scene where he stepped on the them bones and it had the little bird head on the ground and stuff like that. Little hints towards Khonshu. I don't know if he just always was looking at him or he pick his avatar in advance.
My bad.
No,
That's switch to Steve. His eyes glow. If you ever noticed that, his eyes did a glow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do that little white thing when they go. Yeah,
oh, you talking his eyes go in the back of his head?
But it looks like they look like they really like they do this like bright goddamn glow as they go back.
Yeah, that's it.
Check this out, man. Hold on. Y'all keep talking. Let me do something.
For real though, as he wrote, it does this, and it could be us tripping from the way we seeing it, but it looked like it kind of had this glow.
It had a glow to it, bro. I know I ain't tripping, bro. I see it.
It's like a white light glow type thing. It wasn't nothing strong.
No, it was a little weak one. You know, it ain't like when he turned into the consulate for the first time.
Yeah,
he killed himself, but it's crazy, bro. You know what got me no hype though? But Steven started everybody behind though. He started beating all those sand demons.
Hold on. Wait. So here's the thing. So I'm gonna ask this before I even finish looking up what I'm looking up. Is it when he switched to Mark, or is it only when he switched to Steven?
I think it was when he switched to Steven. Yeah.
All right, he was balled up in that corner and said that they ate my mama, and then he just switched to Steve. His eyes kind of rolled back and glowed at that moment. You understand if you see the scene. You understand. You understand. It still kind of hurt my feelings though. His mama said,
"Yeah." She put it on him. It was like watching Walk Hard with the dude cock story when his mother chopped his brother in half. And I know it's not supposed to be funny, but that's all I can think. She was like the wrong child died that day.
Hey, that's harsh.
I was waiting for them to have a whole sword fight or some shit. That shit it was sad though, man. It really was, bro. Oh my God. I might go watch. I might have to go watch that later. Oh damn.
And she shouldn't have did that to that man like that. Like, because people try to explain to him that it was not your fault. You was a kid that time. Steven tried to console him and said, bro, you was a kid. You didn't know that was what happened. You just having fun with your brother.
You can't tell people how to grieve, you know.
It's
he
was a real one. I'm not gonna say he was a real one.
Yeah.
He did smack the hell out of Mark though. I ain't gonna lie. He got a good jab at that one.
it was definitely a crazy backstory. You know, his was worse than Batman's, and he still had his dad
and his mama.
Yeah, that's fact. And she just recently died. Type so.
Okay, now both of y'all tripping. There was no damn glow.
Okay, well,
There was no glow. Okay. You know, EJ, you started that bullshit just now.
I did. Thank you.
There was no damn glow in his eyes. He just rolled his eyes backwards and he changed.
I thought
it could be the way they did it, the way they made the whole dramatic on the scene, but it seemed like it was
glowing. That's what I was thinking. I said, "Oh, they glowed on him. He got a little bit. He got a little bit of power and do that.
Yeah, glow your ass.
Hey,
no damn glow.
Whatever happens, happens.
Nah, I had to do all that research for nothing. Thank you.
It was for you to prove me wrong.
Hey man, grow up.
Hey, I am grown. I'm 26. You gotta have some fun, man.
Hey man, look. Man, look. What? Hey, I'm gonna say this though. I don't understand why Arthur had to be the therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he had to put Arthur in there somewhere to try to
rationalize it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't think you can rationalize
after it's to the point to where it's like, okay, it's not Arthur messing with his mind. Some of it started not to make sense now.
That's why I say it's weird. It is weird that part get trippy.
Yeah, like it makes sense, but it don't make sense.
It don't make sense, but it makes sense. That was exactly what I was going for. Because it feels like it's still part of his mind, and honestly, it could be argued that it's still part of his mind, but at the same time, it could be looked at vice versa and be like, oh, the shit he really tripping off of is all the hippo and the fields and the sands, and he really is losing his cool out here, and he piecing all this together like that. But at this point, that wouldn't explain the rest of the story that we just watched. Yeah. So yeah, it is low.
It got me a couple times.
So now I'm curious now.
Episode 6 got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, because he done made it to the promised land, apparently where you want to be at.
Which I still think is cool that she said it's different paths in the after to get to a certain point in the afterlife.
Man, look here, man.
Yeah,
once I made it to the afterlife and got to the promised land, bro. Man, look, don't tell Layla shit. All right. Go and let Claude take her body. Let him do whatever he want to do and accomplish the mission. I'm gonna stay here with the sunflowers and eat sunflowers.
Yeah, because at this point you practically in heaven.
Yeah, like you in the promised land. Like you about to give all that up. Matter of fact, hold on.
Go back.
Matter of fact, it's just like He-Man.
Yeah.
It's like He-Man. Remember, he got to the promised land after they killed him. And he left. He gave it all up.
Yeah.
To go back on Earth. And they told us, like, look, once you leave, you can't come back here. That's it. So if you die again, you're not coming here.
Again, yep. Yeah. That's it.
But the crazy part is all of them die.
Yeah.
And he left at the right time.
Wow.
But I don't know, man. Like, yeah. That show a lot of dedication. And you know the crazy part is just because it's Khonshu that's the puppeteer behind all of this, Marc is still pure. Which is crazy. It don't make sense because he's a mercenary.
Yeah.
How is he still pure?
I guess they based it on what his intention was. So that maybe he was legitimately out there in the desert with good intentions with her dad, and he was trying to protect them, and they just all died, in the process. And he was like, "Well, I'm just gonna end it here. They ain't gonna kill me. It's gonna be on my own time," type deal.
But there was nobody else to kill him, though. Everybody was dead.
But I'll say what now?
Everybody was dead. I think Marc was dying.
Yeah.
The whole time he was crawling, there was a blood trail the whole time he's crawling. I think he was just gonna end it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know how soldiers, when they in enemy territory, they like, I guess you
know.
in movies, how soldiers are in their enemy territory, they like, I'm gonna end it on my own time. I'm not gonna let them kill me, type thing. I think that's what they was trying to show in that moment right there, which is why he did the whole. Because other than that, it do look like they was, like he said, they was trying to escape together and pretty much got mowed down. And I don't know how he managed to make it out, or they must have thought they left him for dead.
But that's the thing though. Everybody there was working together. All of them was working together. He just so happened to take somebody that was bad alone, and he didn't know. You know what I mean? He knew the dude, but he didn't know he was gonna go bad. Like he went. Yeah. So that's what happened. That's why he said later, he was like, I got shot too. It's just, I didn't die.
Yeah, that's what I say. But he said they tried to get out of there.
Yeah. He said he tried to get him out of there, try to keep him safe, but But man, she ain't really try to hear all that. I'm pretty sure all that's gonna go downhill. Once he come back to life, I'm pretty sure all that's gonna go downhill or whatever. But
man, it made me wonder what Khonshu was doing this whole time.
I feel like they're gonna kill Khonshu and just take the power for themselves.
Man, ain't no telling.
But then again, not necessarily in this series. But I don't know. Maybe that already happened at some point in the comic. I don't know. But in the series, though, he's basically about to go back to Khonshu to get life and try to stop Arthur and all that extra stuff. And he'll prevail at the end because it is a Disney story. And then roll credits and possibly a season 2 at the very end when they finally introduce Jake and it'll go off.
Probably, more than likely.
Yeah.
They look like they just want to go in so many different directions all at once.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier too. It's like, it just seemed like.
Yeah, it's like they put the show in the middle of a field, tie 4 ropes and put a horse at the end of each rope and made all of them run.
Yeah.
Whoever split this show up and get the biggest chunk, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it. I don't enjoy the week-long wait for an episode.
It was definitely a show I could have binge watched.
You know what? If we wasn't doing the Nerd Box, definitely would have waited for all 6 episodes easily.
Yeah, it was a waiter.
Yeah, like definitely. If I can wait on every other Marvel show that's come out on Disney Plus, besides WandaVision, because WandaVision is just cliffhanger. After WandaVision, I waited for every other show. Everything I waited on because I can't do it, man. It's just that point to where Disney is just competing with Netflix with these cliffhangers, and I can't handle it. There's only so much my heart can take, and they goddamn overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hungry. I'm starving. Goddamn it! If we wasn't doing the Nerd Box for every episode, I definitely would have just waited and watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did this one. We got one more episode to make, and then it's the long one, which is the whole show.
Oh, dang. as a whole.
The whole show. So with that one, I remember all the episodes, but I'm probably gonna go and rewatch all of them. Yeah, just to make sure that I don't do like EJ and give it a SS or S plus or some shit. But I think we covered a good bit of this show right here. I'm surprised that the hippo kept giving them so many different chances when this the scale was balancing.
I wonder which if that was one of the gods in the chamber. I felt like that god was that avatar, that lady that helped him earlier in the other episode.
Yeah,
that was her. I felt like it might have been. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, but you remember the one I'm talking about, the one that was in the when they was doing the meeting and she ended up helping them.
Yeah, the one that definitely should have heard Arthur talking to Khonshu's statue.
Yeah, big facts.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I had to
felt
do
like
a
that's
little bit more research on that.
And they never said it. I felt like they
probably
like, oh yeah, that's me. But then they never.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Now, episode 4. After seeing episode 5, at the end of episode 4 with the psych ward, right? I feel like a lot of the ending for that really could have been put inside of episode 5 and wrapped up. And they could have gave us a little bit more
in episode 4.
Yeah, episode 4, they could have gave us a little bit more before they introduced him inside the psych ward. Because this episode 5 really tackled all of the psych ward stuff in one episode.
Yeah. That first time we saw the psych ward, it was nothing just for reference sake and Easter egg stuff. It wasn't even necessary. That could have been an end credit scene as far as I cared about that scene in the episode 4.
Nah, I couldn't necessarily say it could have been an end credit scene. Perhaps they could have shortened the scene out, like showed it to the point to where he breaks out earlier than that. Like just completely, like once he came inside the psych ward, it's like, I know you're not a doctor. And he breaks out, boom, boom, bam. And he breaks Steve. Like the very end of that episode could have just been what they used.
Or you know what, bro? They could have started the episode with him in the psych ward, and then
they couldn't do it. It would have dragged out too long.
I don't think so. Yeah, they managed to do it in one episode.
But that's the thing, though. That's after they already established everything already from the previous episode at the end. That's why I said, like, the 4th episode, instead of showing all the extra at the beginning, you could have had him wake up in the psych ward, see Arthur, and be like, no, I know you're not a doctor, blase, blase. And remember the end of episode 4, he breaks out, boom, breaks them down, and he runs.
Yeah.
They could have did that. Just only that part. Show him open Steve, walk past Jake, Hippo pops up in the episode, still on a horrible fucking cliffhanger. Yeah. But you pick right back up with episode 5 picks up at.
Oh, I was talking about the whole series. They could have started episode 1 with him in the psych ward and figured it out like that. Going back and forth.
If Disney did that, a lot of these, maybe it's only 6 episodes.
So, yeah, they would have had to speed
maybe
it up.
2 of these episodes would have just strictly been him in the psych ward. And it would have showed nothing. So, no, they didn't need to do that.
No, I think it still would have worked. I think they would have did it like that and it wouldn't have worked. But the way they did it here, it could have been done in one episode like that.
Like a little foresight way. It should have happened.
I mean, like, hell, that little bit at the end of episode 4, they could have put that little piece that I'm talking about, like when he breaks out And he runs, break out Steven, run past Jake, if that is Jake, and see the hippo. They could have put all that in episode 5.
Actually, they had a lot of other stuff they could have shown. Like the whole breaking in to get the scarab, and it felt like it needed more episodes. Than 6 wasn't really enough.
Nah, but the way that they wrapping it up is they're doing pretty good on the wrap up though. I will give them that, but they still are very horrible and notorious with these cliffhangers, man. It's like, the scales balanced out. Oh, a field of sunflowers, end of episode. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I knew it was going to end the moment he got there. I was like, this is the end of the episode.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, bro.
And then, mind you, I hit the remote to see how long was left. It said 6 minutes. I was like, and I fast forwarded in the credits. I was like, wow, it's 6 minutes of credits.
I already knew that.
It's 6 minutes solid credits.
The super graphic credits, and then it switched to the regular.
Yeah, which is crazy because there ain't no point in having them credits if you ain't gonna put no end credit scene on it.
And you know what? I've seen with WandaVision. I guess there's end credit scenes.
Yeah,
I've never seen an end credit scene. Like once I see the credits and I see how long the credits like the first episode, the credits took forever. I was like, okay, I'm not watching these credits, and I've missed every single end credit scene for WandaVision. So when I look at the recap,
I always keep up with them because I know they do those cinematics before, and then usually jump into it, and then it'd be regular credits. But
you know what? Every time I saw WandaVision in like a preview for the last episode, I'd be fucking lost. Like, when the fuck did that happen? A damn end credit scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the hell did they show White Vision in the credit scene? Like, bro, I was so lost with that joint, bro.
Yeah. I definitely was sticking around. That was always my indicator that there may be some end credit scene because of the way they do the credits. And the mid credits usually don't be that long, but then you're like, okay, they finna do it. And if it's long mid credits and they go to an end credit scene, then it'll jump right to the regular credits. If it's a short one, they'll jump right from that mid credit scene to the end credits. And if it's long, it's about to be. But now they don't even do it. Like, they ain't put no end credit scenes on none of the Moon Knight episodes, at least that I've seen.
No, they haven't. The only thing that they give you at the end of these credits is trying to get you to watch this Internals movie that for some reason people believe is better than Shang-Chi. It's beyond me.
No, it wasn't.
It's beyond me. Like, the ending was fucking lovely.
Yeah.
The ending was lovely. Like,
I wish they wouldn't have killed off the Mandarin though.
They really didn't have to kill him off because he switched up at the end.
Yeah.
And it would be nice at this point, they killed fucking Iron Man, so it was pointless for the Mandarin.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, really ain't no point.
Yeah, they killed Iron Man, so it was pointless for the Mandarin anyhow. But that's a story for another day.
Hey.
But as you know, we at the end, and we do our rankings at the end of every episode. So, Deuce, you are there at the end of the conga line today. So you'll be going first. What rank do you give this episode?
I'm gonna give it a solid A, man. I like the episode. It was informative. It really wasn't all that action packed, which I'm surprised that I enjoyed it still. I'm not that it didn't have no action in it. It had its low moments, I guess. But there wasn't nothing like the fighting scenes and the drive, the car scenes and stuff like that. So, but as far as filling in gaps, it kind of brought some things into perspective. And so I think it was a pretty solid episode. I give it an A.
Okay. EJ?
To me, this was a little better than episode 3. And I get episode 3 an S. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one an S too, man. So it showed the backstory of how Mark and Steven was created and how much Mark was suffering. It kind of showed that it explains a lot more. Like y'all said, it explains a lot throughout what we were asking for, what was going on, how this and that was going. So I feel that it came right. It had enough action for me to say, yeah, this is pretty good. I like how they did the action.
Yeah.
I like how they did a little mystery involved because it was something different, man. I feel that this deserved an S since it was better than the 3rd episode of me.
All right. So, when you say better than the 3rd episode, exactly what was better than the 3rd episode?
Well, the 3rd episode had more action in it, as y'all know. It had way more action. This one was like.
And usually, when you hear Moon Knight, you think of action. But I understand.
Yeah, you understand. You right. You feel your cuz. But this one different. It was like a little change of pace for me, and it explains a lot that we didn't read. If you didn't look at the comments, it explained a lot that you didn't know about Mark and Steven and how they grew up and the things he was literally going through to get to it.
But what does that have to do with episode 3?
I said it's a little bit better. Don't ask. I'm telling you how it's a little bit better. It might have more drama and suspense to it. Let me say that it has more drama and suspense to it.
And this is the drama and suspense world now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Can't argue.
That is why you feel like this is better than episode 3.
Just a little bit, not too much. Like episode 3.
All right, look.
Now.
So for me, this episode for me is also a S, mainly because they explain a lot of stuff that we had questions about throughout the majority of this series so far. Now, yeah, there wasn't much action in it, but some of the elements in this kind of gave me Inception vibes, and I love Inception. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and it kind of gave me those vibes from this episode, which is why I like this episode so much.
Yeah.
And action-wise, it's still episode 3. Hell, episode 4 had more fucking action in this episode. They gave you a little bit of action in this episode, but for me, this episode is like damn near neck and neck with episode 3 for me. And I've been looking at other people do their reviews or whatever, and some people feel like episode 4 was better than episode 3. It's beyond me. Mm-hmm. But they feel like episode 4 is better than episode 3. I don't understand, don't see it. But just because they showed a fucking zombie. And to show Arthur sit there and basically tried to watch somebody die and all this extra shit.
And he gave old girl a therapy session.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, it's a solid S. And they gave it how they do it, they do numbers. So yeah, it's a solid 7. As soon as this motherfucker gets shot twice, like they gave him a point per shot. It's like, oh, this is a 9. But no, man, like this episode right here for me is right there with episode 3. I kind of like this one better than episode 3, regardless of the action. In episode 3 is they answered the questions. They had those Inception elements. They give you a little bit of action. They showed a lot of character development for Mark.
Both characters.
Yeah. And they really didn't leave you. They left you with a cliffhanger, kinda, but not really. So now it's like the breadcrumbs they were feeding you. They gave you the whole loaf in this episode. So now with episode 6, now they're gonna pass out the dinner plates and finish it off. Which is why I said that I like this episode better than episode 3.
Yeah.
And episode 6 is gonna have to bring it. They're gonna have to bring. If they come half stepping with episode 6,
they lost me.
It's gonna lose the whole show for me. And that right there alone is gonna if episode 6 don't hold up to what episode 5 has done, then that rank is gonna drop for the final decision. Like this episode was real good. I will give them that. I'm not even gonna half-ass it. I'm not gonna overdo it because I mean, if an episode deserves a lower rank, I'm gonna give that motherfucker a lower rank first episode. But this one right here was legit a good episode. Now after seeing this one, I probably would lower the rank on episode 2 and possibly lower the rank on 4. So 2 to me now would probably be a solid B. And 4 would possibly be a B as well.
I think once I go back and sit there and compare them side by side, I can give a better gauge of where I'm feeling them at now.
Yeah. So like 3 is juggling S and A, but with 3 I'm starting to lean more towards A with 3.
3.
Yeah. Like so 4 is an A. I keep 4 at A. And 3 is juggling between S and A. I want to say S because the visuals and the action, like I'm gonna keep 3 at a S, 4 A, this one S, and the first 2 are B's for me. That's just me though. Like the second episode, cool, but they didn't really give me enough to take it past that.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, they gave me pork, and I don't eat pork.
Yeah, I'm with you there, brother.
So
I like some good bacon myself, though.
Your ass, you always fucking understand though. I eat turkey bacon, so I can also say that as well. Goddamn, I like a good bacon.
Yeah.
All right, so Deuce gave his ranking. EJ gave his ranking. I gave my ranking. So the next episode, we either gonna do a full episode for episode 6, or we're just gonna mix that in with the final thoughts of the whole series. We don't know yet. We're probably I don't know. It just depends. After we do this discussion on how we're gonna end up doing it. But hey, we'd like to thank y'all for joining us today. On the Nerd Box, Dom, Deuce Major, and EJ. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, you like, comment, let us know, give us feedback. It's really appreciated. It doesn't cost you anything to like or subscribe. So it's not like we're asking any of you to break your pockets to subscribe to anything. You know what I mean? Every service that we're giving now is free, and to support us is free. So And if you're already a part of the Nerd Clan, you know, we appreciate you joining us with this journey and being here the whole time. And hey, until next time.